area today, and so this should be a review. You've already learned about surface area. Okay, basically it's the sum of the areas of all the faces or surfaces that enclose the solid. Okay, now notice here we have lateral faces. Lateral faces are a little different. Those are basically like the faces between the two bases. Okay, the bases are like the two parallel areas, or it could just be one if it's a pyramid. Okay, but it's important you understand what the lateral faces are. Okay, and so to find the surface area, all I'm going to do is find the area of each individual face, add it up, and I'm good to go. So let's go ahead and look at this first one. It says find the surface area of the prism. So the prism, basically when I think of a prism, I think of like a Kleenex box, some three-dimensional figure. And so this is real similar to a Kleenex box. It has how many faces?
6.
6. This is how I classify them. I classify them as F and B. Can somebody guess what those stand for?
Faces and bases.
Front and back. Okay?
They rhyme.
Then I go L and R. Can somebody guess
Left
what?
and right.
Left and right. And then the last ones I
Top and
do,
bottom.
top and bottom. So that's how I classify them. Okay? Front and back, left and right, top and bottom. Now in a prism like this, those are all the same. So basically I find the area of the front, take it times 2. Find the area of either the left or the right, take it times 2. And the area of the top or the bottom and take it times 2. So let's start with front. I'm going to call this the front right here. Okay? So the area of the front, the dimensions are 3 and 6. So the area is 3 times 6, which is what? 18, but that's just the front, so I need to take it times 2, which gives me 36. Now the left and the right. It's a little bit easier to see the right one, which is over here. My dimensions in this case are 3 by 8, 8 by 3. So 3 by 8 is 24. Taking it times 2 is 48. And then last but not least, the top and the bottom. So I'm going to use the top. Dimensions here are 6 by 8, 8 by 6. So 6 by 8 is 48. Times 2 is 96. So what I'm now going to do is add up these 3 numbers. And when I add up those 3 numbers, what do I get? 180. My label will be meters squared. Okay, surface area is just like an area label. Questions? Okay, let's look at the next one. Find the surface area of the cylinder. Now this one's a little bit more in depth than the one we just got done doing. How many faces do I have? 3. Okay. I have the, what I'm going to call the top and the bottom. And then I have the middle. Okay. So let's start with the top and the bottom. What shape is the top and the bottom both in?
Circle.
A circle. And in this case, I need to find the area of that circle. So the area is pi times radius squared. Well, what is the radius here? 5. So, top and bottom. So pi times 5 squared, which is 25 pi. And I have how many of those? 2. So really, 50 pi. And you can leave it in terms of pi. You don't have to multiply it out. So now the middle. Okay. The middle is what shape? A rectangle. So you've seen this before. Okay. The rectangle is going to look like this, because that's if we were to unroll the can. The height is 12. Now I got to figure out that width, that length. So do we remember what that is? Because it's this right here. That's the circumference, very good. And so the circumference in this case is pi times the diameter. Now, could I use 2 pi r? Yeah, I could. The reason I'm going to use diameter is because I was given diameter in the problem. So in this case, the circumference is 10 pi. So what will the area of that middle sheet be? 120 pi. How I got that? I took 12 times 10 pi. Last but not least, I just need to add this and this, which gives me 170 pi. Label is inches squared. Now, could you answer that in terms, could you use like the pi button and get decimal answers? Yeah, you could. I think this is a little faster. You don't have to worry about having decimals and rounding. Questions? Okay, we've got some more formulas we're going to cover and then we'll be done for today. First of all, we need to talk about the slant height. And you have this on your sheet. The slant height is just the height of each triangular lateral face. The slant height is different from the actual height of the figure. Okay? The actual height of the figure is this. And that's how tall the figure is, top to bottom. The slant height is actually that diagonal height. Okay? And it is different. It's actually, the slant height will be longer than the true height of the figure. Okay? And we label the slant height L. So that's kind of hard to remember. L is slant height. So you might want to make sure you file that away. L is your slant height. So now where we use the slant height a little bit is in the surface area of a regular n-gon pyramid. So first of all, the area of the base for a regular n-gon pyramid is as follows. 1/2 A times P. What do you think that big P is?
Perimeter.
The perimeter. Okay. What is A? Apothem. There we go. Remember that with the apothem? Okay. Or 1/2 ABN. Apothem, base, number of sides. Very good. Okay. Surface area of a regular n-gon pyramid. Notice we have 1/2 times the number of sides times the base times the slant height plus A. Okay? Or 1/2 times the perimeter times L plus A. So basically they're telling you that P equals number of sides times the base. And that should make sense. If you have 5 sides and each side is 4, your perimeter will be 20. So let's go ahead and look at the surface area of a cone. The surface area of a cone, pi times your radius, and then times the radius plus L, where L is the slant height. So we're going to go ahead and look at an example of that. So find the surface area of the cone. So I've got pi times what number? 5, very good. Parentheses, 5 plus L. What is L? 10. All we have to do now is calculate what that is. Pi times 5 is 5 pi. What is 5 plus 10? 15. So I have 5 pi times 15, which is? What's this? 5 times 15?
75.
75. Nice job. Pi, label is centimeters squared. And that's it. You do not have to multiply the pi out if you don't want to. All right, questions? Surface area. Your assignment then, pages 466 through 467. I need you to do 1 through 12 for me for tomorrow. Okay, pages 466, 467, 1 through 12.